Yo, well, check this out. I think we're live. What's up, my man? What's up? Somebody tell me if you can see the charts. If you can see the charts. If you can see my charts. Testing 1, 2, 3. Lee. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 7, 12, 9, 10. That is some delay, man. That's a 30-second delay. What do they think I'm going to do? I guess that's how they prevent me from getting naked on YouTube. They'll have a chance to cut me off. Wow, it is a 30-second delay. That's wild. So charts and my stupid face. Look, I figured it out, but it doesn't serve me any purpose. You know? Anyway, I'll just leave it running. I'm going to do an options thing tonight. If you guys want to see it better, it's better off coming in the room. But it looks all right. Looks better. Let me see how it looks on YouTube. This is a test. This is only a test. Look at me. Live now. Cool.
Hi, Bill O'Reilly here. I hosted a big new event, the Great American...
You know what? Check that out. That's pretty cool. Actually, look, for the quality of the screen, the quality is pretty good. It's just that the delay is just ridiculous, man. Let's try that. I want to see that delay again one more time. And let's see. I'm talking now and take the test of the delay starting. Delay starting. Wait, where do I see the delay starting thing? Starting now. I'm talking now and take the test of the delay starting. Delay starting. Wait, where do I see the delay starting thing? Starting now. Wow. It's pretty bad. All right, whatever. It is what it is. At least I got this thing to work, right? I'm getting places. Now and take the test of the delay. Are all of these delayed? I guess they are, right? Who knows? There might be, there will be a way to speed it up, maybe stream latency, ultra low, normal. You can add a delay. Why would you want to do that? Huh. Well, it definitely looks crisper, that's for sure. That's pretty good. Let me see if I move the thing around. So, you guys play some Oracle today? You had a VWAP break late in the day for a payday. 2 paydays on Oracle today. Almost identical trades. Bitcoin. What's it doing? Must be doing something. Overstock's been hot again. Overstock's up again, like 5 or 6 points. And I can't believe I won this bet. I had Detroit plus 2.5. They scored 2 in the 9th. Yes. All right, speaking of bets, we're taking Carolina in the first half, minus 3.5. and we're teasing down the points. My son likes Carolina. I'm taking Carolina. He went 10 for 10 last week, so let's see where we're at. So if you guys want to come chill out, we're going to talk about some options in a little bit. I'm kind of beat. The game start already or no? They took the game off the... The game's off the board right now. What happened? There it is. Yeah, -6.5 for the Panthers. There's a couple of alternate point spreads that were interesting. This shit's not working right now. Carolina -2.5 in the first half. Carolina -6.5 for the game. Taking them both. No, not today. Did you see what was going on today at the end of the day with the 17 area on that shitty IPO that came out? Man, all I know is it was a good short. If you're trying to compete for 15, 20-cent moves, no, you can't compete against that. But if you play these breakouts over VWAP and you catch a trend, then you're not going to catch the best exit, the best entry or exit, but you will, you don't have to. Usually I'm not looking to trade too fast. I mean, if you're trying to trade, ADXM or whatever those biotechs were today, you're getting crushed. So you're not going to be able to get printed anyway. I don't bother with that stuff. I only trade stuff that I have an advantage of. I have an advantage when they're talking about a stock with 54 million shares today. CME, right to support. I wouldn't buy it until it goes back above 213. Or, let's see, 3 months. Yeah, what is this? That's just, oh yeah. I don't know. I never looked at this. I haven't looked at this stock in years. Wow. Did pretty well. Wow. Stock's up 200%. A bit close to it. It just broke down into some significant levels. Actually, this thing could go to 188. Nice washout down there. 185 actually. 9 months. .89 real support. I'd say there's more support. I like that 193 area. That looks good. Might own it. Oh, really? Oh. No audio. Shit. Check. Check, check, check. Says there's audio. Well, that stinks. Wow. There is audio. Okay. Yeah, I just checked it. Check, check. Says there's audio. That stinks. Huh. It's working. We're in with Carolina. We got Carolina in the first half, -2.5. For the game, 6.5. What? Oh, is that why it went off the board? Well, if one person can hear me, then it's definitely not me. You know? Check your... That's weird, man. I tell you, that delay is weird. That's for sure. You guys can't hear me, really, still? I wonder what setting could be not good. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it comes, maybe it's muted on the screen. Sometimes live things come up muted because it bothers you. Hmm. Maybe it comes, maybe it's muted on the screen. Sometimes you could have that money. It's okay. Yeah, this is just the same. If you notice, the same 2,000. Oh, now it's up to 200 and 186. But I guess I put $2,000 in this account 7 years ago. I just used to think it's swim for charts. But yeah, I get it. I should blot it out, right? How do I? Yeah, this is just the same. If you notice, the same 2,000. Oh, Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to steal my identity either. Oh, they tried once. Yeah, well, I got it working. The only thing is, what I wanted to do is I wanted the YouTube thing to be overlaid, you know? It's so weird, man. Chickadee check, check, check. It's Sonny Guts. Sonny Guts. It's good, it's good. Sonny Guts. Well, today's episode brought to you by... Oh, my vodka's not here. Hold on a second. So the vapes are killing people, right? Should we all... Y'all gotta stop that stuff. Yeah. I'm going incognito next week. I wanted to see if I'm going to a big meeting. I'm going to grow a beard and wear glasses. See if anybody notices. Not that I could grow a beard. It takes me about 2 months to grow a beard. I think I'm one of the only Jewish guys that can't just grow it overnight. So where is everybody? Nobody's hanging out tonight? You know what I want you guys to do for me? And part of the reason I want to get a legion of people, I want to harass people that have wronged me in the past. I have these two idiots. If you Google this guy, and if anybody could find Gerald Francis Byrne for me, he wrote a book about what he did to me in my firm. I had part ownership of a firm where I was a silent partner. And the two knuckleheads who were in charge, their first person they hired was Gerald Francis Byrne. All right. And he was already indicted for fraud and all kinds of things and banned from the industry. He was basically on his way to jail. And they hired him. No background checks. And this is 2011, 2012, where finding information out on people was pretty simple. But they hired this idiot. And he had been working with Kramer. He was from Short Hills. He knew Kramer. That was his claim to fame. And they just gave him access. You know, he put $2,000 in an account and they gave him access to the whole firm's money. And one night he just kept shorting Google on an earnings report and just lost about $800,000, which the firm didn't even have. We had just opened 2 weeks ago. So I had put in some money, and the two main guys put in most of the money, thank God. And then, poof, it was gone. Nothing to do, nothing we could do about it. They just let this idiot trade. No circuit breakers, no tripwires, nothing. Just full access. He's sitting there till 8 o'clock at night by him. You know, I was there too, and not even know what he was doing. You know, but and then he goes to jail. Right? He goes to jail, and then he writes a book called. I'm gonna go kick my dog for a second. But Jerry Byrne, My Road Home. If anybody could find this guy for me, he owes me $25,000. I'm willing to split it with you if you could find him. Go out and do that for me. And then if you want to harass the two guys, they should be up on charges for criminal negligence. These guys were so stupid that it's just, you know, it's crazy, as a matter of fact, you know, to let, you know, some guy just take over the account, just ridiculous. But and then we got this guy who was a great trader, you know, this guy Ray Dove. forgot where. He had a huge house, and then after this event, he didn't have a huge house. But I want to find Jerry Byrne because he wrote a book, and in the book, he talks about this night where he was drunk and he ruined a firm. That was mine. And my two idiot partners, for some reason, don't want to go after this guy. So I was going to sue my two partners, but it's like, it's such a gray area. They really didn't do anything wrong. They just let this idiot trade the money. So it's like I would have to prove that they were negligent, and I would wind up spending more money with lawyers. But I would just like them to know how pissed off I still am for the last 8 years. And we're talking about 25 grand, right? Give me the money. You know, one guy claims that one guy used to make 25 grand a day back when I knew him as a trader. I'm sure he got some money lying around. And you know, both of them. His name was James Amoroso, I believe. You guys want to go after some people for me? Amoro Amorosi. I mean, he's kind of a violent guy. You might not want to fuck with him too much, but you know, you would think as just decent people, it wasn't my fault that they hired this shithead, but I had to take the loss as being a part owner of a partner, a silent partner. I had no money, I had no say, just had money involved for a piece of the action. My piece of the action was a kick in the face. Yeah, so Gerald Francis Byrne, he's 61 years old right now. Last I knew, he was in Morristown. I think he might not even be in Jersey anymore, but take up the gauntlet. Ray Dove, James Amorosi. If you can collect any money from any three of those people, I'll split it with you. Because, man, I mean, if I was those two guys, you know, I would go after this guy. And he actually said in an interview that he one day he'd like to make it all better. Well, you know what? If they don't care, I'll take the money, make it all better. Give me the $300,000 or $400,000 you blew through that night. I'll take it if they don't want it. I'm sure the he's broke now and insane. But I was just going through some old links on my computer, and I was like, oh, the Jerry Burns saga. Yeah, I had I was doing all those background check websites and, trying to find them. I found this website with a bunch of old information on them. I don't know. I don't feel like calling anymore, but yeah, this is just unbelievable. I've been around so long. I've had so many awful things happen to me. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, Gerald Francis Byrne. My road home. So this is working. So you guys all hear me now, I guess, right? It's starting to work. The name of the book is My Road Home, I believe. Let me see. Don't buy the book. Yeah, My Road Home by Jerry Byrne. A 13-month journey from Wall Street to behind the walls of a New York State prison. I called the editors. I called the inside. I did find his ex-wife, but she didn't want to divulge any information about him. Jerry Byrne. There he is. My Road Home. So, yeah, I was just going to go through a couple of things. There's a couple of reports that came out tonight, right? Trading, earnings. I can't believe it's 3 months already since Broadcom came out. Broadcom came out with earnings. The stock got hammered. And I will quote Josh Brown. This quarter's so bad that might be one that the dip buying won't work. And that was 50 points ago. Does the dip buying ever not work if it's a legitimate company? That's why I'm thinking Oracle tomorrow. You know, I took one contract overnight, and this chart shows you why I don't take overnights. What's the point? I was up really nicely, and it just faded back to VWAP already at the end of the day. So I'm in an option at $1.20 that was up to $1.80, and now tomorrow it's going to be 80 cents, and I gotta hopefully just break even. I don't see the point of holding anything. You know, again, I dedicated one contract to it, so I'm not concerned. Here I'm thinking we're about to bust out, and it reverts back to the VWAP anyway. You guys see the charts now, right? Is it working? I don't, because I'm moving the chart on my other screen. Does it work? If I move it here? Oh no, it doesn't work. I have to move it here. But that's cool. The only thing I haven't figured out with the OBS is I want to make the chart, and I want to have, well, first I'm going to grab two things. So I save this space above my head for possibly ticker alerts, and then, or push the chart over all the way to the right and have this overlaid. I thought I figured it out by doing that. Right? Is it working? No, right? Doesn't work. I could make it bigger, I think, right? Wall. Did that move or anything? Did it move, Jerry? That's what I want to do, you know. Well, at least I figured it out, you know. I want to show you guys what, if you're so lazy and you can't come to the chat room. But if you want, I mean, obviously it works faster and better, and it's live. It's a 30-second delay, which I guess if I do the trade and it works, doesn't matter that it's delayed. I was wondering, how could you play? I could kind of play the delay, right? So I could sit here, and again, not that I'm going to try this, but so let's assume a stock starts to move and I'm thinking about buying it, right? I could wait 30 seconds to see if it starts to work, then say, hey, I'm buying this here at 53.58, knowing that it's already going up to 33.70 or whatever, right? I mean, that's the way some of these guys could be doing it. Not that anybody talks about ideas live. I mean, I feel like I said, like I was bored. So I just sat into a couple of chat rooms over the last couple of weeks. They never talk about stocks, you know? But I did get called from the TradeNet people. You know, we might actually collaborate now, you know? But I just want to be in the contest. You know, I gotta actually fill out my registration by tonight. I don't think anybody's here. Hang on a second. All right, I'm gonna get a alcoholic beverage. No, I thought there was some guys that wanted to talk about options tonight. I don't think anybody's showing up. I feel so lonely. The only delay is when I use this OBS. So when I just click go live and I'm trading and you're just seeing my face, that's no delay. Oh, sorry, 3-second delay. On my website, there's only a 1-second delay. So you see when I'm entering the trades, you're in there, you know, 1 second, I guess, is a million seconds in this world nowadays. I mean, if you were trying to trade here, if you look at this stock, I mean, wow. I mean, this was just, I mean, if people don't get the whole point about IPOs yet, what was it, SDC? IPOs are, first of all, I find this one is going to be fun to talk about 9 months from now, maybe a year from now, because Smile Direct is a scam. Doesn't work. It's a scam. All right? If there was a cheaper way to get my 2 kids braces, I would have done it. Doesn't work. It's a whole thing, and then there's no guarantees. You got to change these plates every 3. I mean, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. But you know what? What's crazy about this industry is that you're not supposed to be able to. First of all, let's say you own this IPO, right? Well, if you know the insiders can't sell, right? You know, there are some IPO deals where you're not allowed to sell your stock for, let's say, 30, 60, 90 days. And then you're not allowed to short an IPO in general. Now there's firms that go out there and they'll find you shares to short. My buddy got this stock short for 30 cents a share. I mean, 30 cents a share. So remember, at 30 cents a share, you got to make at least 31 cents on your trade just to break even, or more, really. If you're paying, let's say, 2 cents a share. So you got to make 32 cents on your trade just to break even. That's crazy, you know, but this one was absolutely worth it. And it really got going when it broke, you know, later in the day, when it broke under the 18. That was the easy trade, you know. I mean, he was shorting it at 21, you know, when it rolled over earlier. But once it couldn't hold that bottom, like $18.12, boom. That was the end of it, down $1. But at the end of the day, if you were watching these high frequency guys jumping in at 17 and they popped it, they'd smash it down, and it kept holding 17, but no human being could actually act that quick. You had to bid in, offer out, and you were getting these 20-cent rips. But I was just like, listen, this is just the high frequency guys making money. We can't do this trade. Wait for it to break 17, and it's going to tank again because nobody wants this piece of shit. Now, this one is a typical IPO. This company knows they're a scam. They know they're going out of business. So what do you do before your company's about to blow up? Dump your worthless stock on the public in an IPO, hype it up as best as you can, and try to get some investment bankers to hold it up for as long as you can so the insiders can eventually get out. And of course they can get out. If my friend could find shares to short, you don't think the insiders can maneuver around and manipulate and do some offshore stuff and get out of their positions? Of course they were. Of course they do. That's why these IPOs, 9 out of 10 of them, stink. They're just awful. I mean, look at some of these IPOs. I mean, do you remember even the one that worked out really well? Remember Tiger? I mean, this was one of my favorite trades. This thing just was rocking. Every day it broke a new high. And then it just exploded one day. I was like, all right, this is the parabolic move. It's going to give it back. But then it just didn't give it back. I mean, it went back under 19. I was like, all right, that's cool. Now we'll probably sell off to 17.50. And then once it rolled over, I mean, it went to $3. And it hasn't recovered yet. This was supposed to be the Robin Hood of China. If any IPO is exciting, you got 60 trillion Chinese guys wanting to trade. Boom, here's your platform. Guess not. And then you had that NIO with the electric car company from China. Speaking of the electric car company, how's Candy doing? That stock's still $5. How's that GoPro IPO working out for everybody? Yeah, $3. How'd that Fitbit work out? Yeah, that was a good one, right? Stock opened up at 40, went to 2. How's this one? TradeWeb, starting to tank. Even Crowd started tanking finally. Here's that the ZM gave back 30 points already. ZS obviously getting smoked. That was a decent IPO, 30 to 90. Now it's back to 50. But most of these IPOs are just their companies dumping their worthless crap onto you. Baba Booey. Yo. Anybody home? All right, I'm going to go get a drink. If you guys want to hang out, I just want to go over the Oracle because I'm taking this Oracle. I think Oracle is gonna bounce tomorrow, and I think this could be one of those 20-bagger, like just a subtle play. if we can get this thing to open up below 53.50, and if it could go down and test that support again, we could pick up those 53.50s really cheap. And then all we need is a close at 54. If we're picking them up at 5 cents and this thing rallies 50 cents into the close, a boink, that's 10 times your money. So I'll be right back. If you guys are hanging out, who's hanging out? I'm hanging out. Who's hanging out? You hanging out? All right, I'm going to get a drink. Uh-oh, somebody likes gambling. Yeah, of course, Mark, the one we took on, you lose $100 in the lumber liquidators? I bought for 10 for 5. And of course, Monday the stock exploded. I mean, I made that money back tenfold. But we were in lumber liquidator $12 calls going into the close on Friday last week. And we got it. We got the options at a nickel. They went nickel bid 15 offer. It started to move, and nobody wanted to buy them from us at 10. And the next thing you know, they expired worthless, and the stock kind of, sat under 12. And of course, Monday, stock's rocking. Tuesday, rocking. But then finally, lumber liquidators actually had a blow off top, and we shorted it right back to where it came from. So I got some revenge on that one. I'll be right back. I can show you option trades on here. I don't really actually use Thinkorswim. I hear they're pretty good. Let's see, Oracle. I guess we could look at that. See, it used to be when I would switch. I have Thinkorswim open on two computers right now. It used to be when I would change the screen on one screen, it would actually take over on the other screen. But I guess it doesn't do that. Did I select ultra low latency? That's a techie question. I saw that feature. I saw that somewhere. I don't know. Where am I supposed to be looking? I'm at normal latency. Why? Should I go ultra low latency? What does that even mean? Less of a delay or more of a delay? Game's back on. Carolina, baby. You want to hear a crazy story? Oh, you can't do it well, I'll try it next time. I'll do it. You want to hear something crazy? Do you know that I'm friends with the guy? You know who Dave Tepper is, right? Appaloosa, a billionaire. My buddy that I've known for 20 years is his right-hand man. I don't know if I ever told you this story. All right, let me give me a drink. I'll tell you the story. It's wild. It's a wild story. And for you guys in Russia, Kaufman vodka. Yeah, I can't change it now. It looks like I could probably, now he owns the Panthers. So my friend is now the vice president of the freaking Panthers. I got a signed jersey. I got 2 signed jerseys already. I got a Cam Newton signed jersey, and I got the other guy, who's it, the tight end? What's the other main guy? Greg something or other? I don't even know. I got an autograph. I got 2 autographed jerseys. So it's pretty cool. But I'll tell you what the story was in a second. is hot in this room. Hey, you guys want to see my new toy closet? I got it all set up. By the way, so if you guys can get this vodka, if you drink vodka, today's episode brought to you by Monkey in Paradise Vodka. Probably the best 20 bucks you'll ever spend on vodka there is. This tastes like, it's better than Kettle One. Kettle One's my favorite, but this is better than Grey Goose, better than Belvedere. Kaufman's the best, and then I like Kettle One, and then this is a nice third, but for the price, you're not going to beat it. Oh, Greg Olson, that's his name, yeah. Hey, by the way, a couple of just to keep if anybody happens to be in San Diego, I'll be doing the VWAP live at the Stocktoberfest thing, and then they're going to let me do stand-up comedy for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, if they let me go on and on and on, depending on how many drinks I have, and if my wife is in the audience, I could probably go on for, 45 minutes. Depends on what the story is and how they want me to do it. I'm going to get more feedback. Here's to you. Thanks for being here. What's up, y'all? So yeah, it used to be I would click on the options over there and it would show them over here, but it's not doing that right now. Has 42 minutes gone by already? Wow, crazy. Yeah, we got Carolina -2.5 in the first half and then 6.5 for the game. This is just my boy. Whatever he tells me to do, I'm doing. 10 for 10 last week against the spread he went. He still thinks Pittsburgh is an awful, awful team, so he's just like, bet against Pittsburgh, whoever they're playing. So we're talking about who? Three going into the, oh man. Come on, Carolina, you got to score. Here, I'm taking, so we got Seattle getting points. So instead of the points, we're going to take the points, and we're taking Seattle on the money line, plus 145, got it in. He's loving Chargers on the road over Detroit. Yeah, no, you can't. If you're, I have stream latency, normal, low, and ultra, right? But you can't switch it once this thing's up and running, apparently. Unless I don't think it switches automatically. I mean, you can't do it. It's grayed out. So I can't do anything about it right now. Unless you're talking about on the OBS platform. Settings in the OBS maybe. Stream. Output. I can change the video bit rate. Encoder, audio bit rate. Recording path. No, that's for just recording it. Video. I think you're talking about the latency button on the YouTube feature, correct? No, I can't see. Where? Where would I see the latency number? Yeah, I gotta get them motivated. Lock of the week. That's right. Lock it up. It's gonna be Glick's picks. Where do I see latency? Let's see. Are you talking about? I don't know. Analytics. I got viewer activity, stream health. Stream health. Stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. You're talking about the stream settings. I get you. Stream latency. You can't switch it mid. You can't change it midstream, I guess. You have to change the color on your chart where the chain is. Ooh, what are you talking about, Benny? You want to place bets? I could get you. Well, where are you? DraftKings? Oh no, DraftKings is only for Jersey people, right? Or you have to be where it's legal. Just send me the money. You're gonna lose anyway, right? Unless you take my son's ideas. Here's what we'll do. You just send me 10 grand. I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it even. What movie? Just give me half of what you got in your pocket right now. I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it even. All right, anyway. Let's look at a Vago for a second. It ended up pretty flat. Chances are this thing will make just a. You got a 293 high and a 308 high. 308 high and a 293 low. This should be interesting because the options, again, this is the only time you could trade a Broadcom option for 90% of what it usually will cost you. I love this live betting. It's like, it flashes like it's a ticker. Like the odds just change dramatically. What happens? Carolina on the move? I'm not even watching the game. I don't even care. Let me know. Let me know if I won. I'll watch the second half if I have to hedge myself. Oh, really? They missed the punt? Jeez. Ryan, I'm counting on you, buddy. It's not his favorite play. This was just, if you like it. I mean, if you want to bet a Thursday night game, he just loves. He's very anti-Steeler. Big anti-Steelers this year. He hates the Steelers. He thinks this is going to be one of those years where they're just not the Steelers anymore. There's a brokerage firm that was doing that also. You know that story? I want to tell you the Carolina Panthers story, but do you know the story about that? There was a brokerage firm. I forgot. It wasn't Robinhood because everybody thinks they do that. Not Sure Trader because everybody thought. Apparently, they might have been doing something like this, but it might have been Oliver Velez, one of his older companies, or something similar to that. But again, I don't know for a fact. This is just rumors and hearsay. That anybody, you ever bet where you make money every point over the spread? No, but I would love that because I was just talking about that with my buddy, my son last week. I was like, too bad you don't get paid for that bet because you should get paid more for that Ravens bet because they crushed them so badly. And you said they were going to kill him. No, I'm sorry. He should have got paid for the New England game. He said 3 touchdowns minimum they're going to beat Pittsburgh by. Ravens he liked. Loved New England. And, yeah. My son doesn't, no, he's not interested yet. I mean, I got to try to make it a video game. If I could turn it into fantasy football or something like that, maybe he would like it. It's a called points bet. Yeah, I mean, you know what? If I dig deep, if it's on DraftKings, then it's on there. I don't know. but I'll check it out. I usually just bet against the Jets and the Giants. Usually I just stick with the. Well, now that my kid is on fire, I want to see how he does. Usually I'll take anybody against the Jets. It lessens the pain. You win some money, it lessens the pain of your awful freaking team. By the way, I lost the main bet today on the Yankees. I bet against the Yankees. I didn't think they would win the second game because it's hard to beat a team in a doubleheader. But I had them plus 2.5. I love DraftKings. At the end of the game, I was like, 2.5. You're getting plus 160. I was like, yeah, maybe they'll score a run. All I needed them to do was score a run. And then Yankees scored 2, and then Detroit scored 2. I actually won by a half a point on the Detroit, but I wound up losing the other bet, so it was a wash. But I love this live betting. I mean, it is, especially when you're a Jets fan, because you know they're going to lose. They could be up by 30. You know, there was that game last year when the Giants were up by something like 21. You knew they were going to blow it. The last couple of games of the year, this is when I started falling in love with this thing. I mean, you just know your team chokes, so put the bet in. You might as well make some money when they choke. And I can't tell you the eerie silence. I mean, I was in a Buffalo Bills section, which kind of sucked, but you could see the look on people's faces. Like, is this going to happen? I'm like, oh, it's happening. Oh, it's happening, people. We all know it's happening. It's 16-3. You know we're going to lose this game, right? You see what's happening, right? As soon as our best defensive player was out, it was like nobody could play defense, and the offense sucked all game. I mean, it was just ridiculous. All right, well, I don't know where everybody is. I figured a few people would show up. I'll talk to you, Mark. So tomorrow, what are we going to gamble on? We're going to gamble on Oracle, right? Let me show you this Oracle trade. Let me show you what trade we did today and why I held it overnight. You guys see the Oracle trade, right? Let me zoom in, see if this works. All right, now the chart should be big. It does look pretty crisp, that's for sure. Much more crisp broadcasting through the OBS, because I'm looking at it on YouTube. I'm looking at it through the broadcaster. Definitely, you could see it. It's a big difference. I don't even know how to block out my account number, as a matter of fact. I guess because I'm using something, I just grabbed the application. There's probably a way to screen share grab. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I'm surprised I got this thing to work. So, I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, here's the Oracle trade. This is typical. Where's my boy Taz? You remember this trade, right? So check it out. Chopping around for the first, little bit. I thought this thing was going to rip as soon as the market opened up. So basically, here's this scenario. Here's how we play this whole thing, right? You basically want to see where the stock went to pre-market or post-market in this case. So yesterday, it chopped around. That was your low. Kind of made a home here at that 54 for a while. Caught a bid there. So I try to find areas where it got support and resistance in the aftermarket, and quite often that becomes significant areas the next day. So now, this is your pre-market. This is post-market over here, pre-market now, and then we'll zoom into the regular market, and let me show you. So really, it's really the same trade for me, and that's again why I love what I do. It's the same trade, and I'm telling you, these last 3 or 4 weeks, I have not lost on a swing trade, and that's unbelievable. I mean, every time I take an overnight, something goes wrong. So far, every overnight I took, specifically out of a day trade, first, get on before I get to the Oracle here. Take a look at PDD. I mean, this was just sick. Here's your long-term chart. So there was a day here where, it was breaking out, and it was a nice day trade. So why not hang on to it? And again, a day later, I'm thinking, oh God, see, another waste of my time. And then it actually broke out, and we had a pretty good trade on it as the swing. So this breakout was on this day, and we were trading it long. Again, what makes a good swing trade is a good start. I still got AAOI. Yeah, I want to get to that one too. Yeah, actually, I'll talk about the one I'm still in. So here's AAOI. I bought more today, as a matter of fact. Right? Nothing about this chart today says hold, right? That's why I don't like swing trading, because swing trading, it throws this trade right back in your face. Where, as a day trader, the grandfather of all day traders, to me, I should be dumping this thing, especially at the end of the day where it tried to break the VWAP and failed and rolled over into the close. Why would you want to own this? But I look at the long-term chart, and we got right to that area of resistance. We broke it yesterday. We sold off a little bit today. Sorry, we sold off yesterday, but we came back to break it. So again, as long as this thing doesn't break back down under 1085, I'd like to stay long this thing, because I think if we can get through this gap and then get into this mess of resistance right there, at least we get up to 1265. So this is your this is your 9-month trailing VWAP coming down. So the breakout here, I'm thinking 1265. So I bought the stock. I'm in the break of 985. I bought more at 1050, 1085. So my last lot's from 1085. So I don't want to see it going back below 1085. I'm going to give it some wiggle room. Maybe I let it breathe down to the bottom of this candle, which is 1050. We'll see. Hopefully I don't have to deal with that. But again, I have no tolerance whatsoever. If it starts to go against me, then I just give up, because I don't want to own stocks. This is what's bizarre about this market, is that it seems like it goes up, and it does go up every day. But if you own specific individual stocks, have you ever had a stock that goes up every day? No. Ever? No. Ever? No. Never. But the market seems to go up every day. I don't understand. But that's where we're living, But again, because the market never goes down, that's what's making these trades pretty sweet. So I just want to show you a couple of these swing trades that we had on and why I was in them. Ali, right? I never heard of this company. Gets absolutely decimated. I mean, this thing was $103 in May. It's cut in half. So down there at 54.27, that was support from about a year ago. Here, look at this. Here's a 3-year chart. Look where it bottomed out. It bottomed out there in April and March of 2018, and it went right back to the same price and bounced right off it. So looking at a 3-year VWAP, right? Now that we held 3-year support, I'm thinking, hey, maybe we could bounce back to 3-year support, 3-year VWAPs. But take a look at this trade here. So here's your 1 month. Your 1 month was pretty much your same as your 3-year, coincidentally. I like to buy them when they come out of wherever the gap down price was. So I wasn't a buyer here. I'm not saying I was like, hey, I picked the bottom. You buy it as it comes out of that bottoming range, and there was plenty left over. It's a 4-point trade right there. Why not? Take it for 200 shares for $800. Why not? Right? And I'm sure there was some option plays in there whatsoever, some of them. That's why I think Oracle is going to be a pretty decent trade tomorrow. All right? Well, let's look at the daily on it, the 1 day. So here's your 1-day chart. I'll show you why this was awesome today. All right? This is what we do. This is all we do during the day. So I'll translate this if you guys are sitting here listening, and I'll put this in option plays for you guys also. So if we get this trade setting up tomorrow, all right, you got to understand, options, this is what's great about this, What's great about, AK, call me up, man. Just email me, thewarlock@hitthebid.com. Drop me your phone number. I'll give you a ring. But if you haven't Come in tomorrow. Fridays are either hit or miss. I mean, either Fridays are really, really good or they're really, really terrible and boring, and you're just grinding it, and you just have these days where just nothing goes right. You don't get hammered because generally we just float around and meander, but you die by 1,000 cuts. I mean, I've lost, if you lose $80 on 7 trades in a row, suddenly you're having a pretty shitty day, right? And usually you're losing, even on tight stops, you're losing $80, 120, 120 a trade 8 times in a row. You're down $1,000 for the day, and then you're going into the weekend all pissed off. So I try to stay very, very specific on what I'm doing always, especially on Fridays. I never want to lose money on a Friday because I stew about it. It's 25 years, still pisses me off. I hate losing money on Fridays. But the reason I like this Oracle, okay, because obviously it rallied, but came back to the VWAP at the end of the day, right? So here's the trades that we had for the day, okay? I'm thinking long at the beginning of the day, but obviously I was wrong, right? But then it starts to come off the lows. Again, we don't know this is going to be a low print, but look how it gets to the VWAP, but then tries to rally and gets rejected, right? So this next time, I'm waiting for it to break the VWAP, but I'm not going to be convinced because it didn't work last time. So here's what I call the ass crack VWAP break, all right? Your blue line is the 1-minute VWAP, all right? The stock's already gotten hammered. It's tried to rally and failed right there, right? Then it rolls over, it never breaks a new low. So your confirmation that that might be your low is true. And now, I'm not even buying it here. I'm not buying it here. I'm not even buying it on the VWAP break. I'm buying it right there when it breaks that top of the crack of the ass. So butt cheek, VWAP break. VWAP break gives me that, hey, this might work this time. Let's give it a second, see if it gets over that high print. So I'm buying it at 53.78. Exactly 53.78. And now that I have a VWAP candle in the VWAP, I'm going to use the VWAP. So let's say I buy, it's $53 stock. I bought 600 shares. 600 shares at 53.78. I throw 300. I use the bottom of the candle that just broke the VWAP at 53.55, and I use the bottom of the prior candle. So I've got 300 shares with a stop at 56 and the other 300 at 50. Because I'm telling you, sometimes what happens, they'll get you for 300, they'll take 300 away from you, and then the stock starts to rally. At least you didn't get stopped out of all of it. I always scattered the stops when I use stops. Sometimes they're just mental stops. I'm just sitting here with my finger on the trigger, hoping it doesn't break that price, and if it does, I just hit the button. But putting the stops in physically, there's 2 ways to look at it. The first is the negative way. You're broadcasting your order to the they, right? And once the they see your order, they're like, well, this guy's telling us he wants to sell it out here. Let's go get his shares from him, and then we'll move the stock. Again, it exists. I knew a programmer. He built stop hunting programs. That's what he did. And I still don't understand how it could work. Because if you're dealing with these stocks with all this volume, how do you manipulate it to the point where you get those shares? And he's like, oh, well, I can't really get into that. And I'm like, but they do exist. They do exist, and that happens. But in this trade, again, this one you didn't have to fight the high-frequency guys or the stop hunting programs. Because once it got over, all right, let me show you here. Once it got over there, you got your stop in here and there, and then finally we get the move. Right? So again, if I'm buying something at 53.78 and it gets to 54, I know that might be a little bit early to sell. I'm selling 200 shares out the window. I love a whole number. I'm always selling at whole numbers. Breaks over 54. I got a $54 stock trading at 54.25 now. Another 25 cents. I'm out another 200. So now I'm only down to the last 200. The last 200 is where I try to make more money on, okay? So now that this thing's busting out, I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Let's rock and roll to the multi-day VWAP, and it rolled over, and my stop was at 54. So I wound up selling the other 200 at 54 anyway, all right? Still not a bad trade. You made some money. I'm not going to do the math for you right now. I could, whatever it was. But then fast forward to later in the day, we made money on Oracle once. Usually if you make money on something, that's where you want to stick with that stock, right? So what did it do for us? Rolled over and died. Probably could have been a short right here for 30 or 40 cents. But I was looking for it. I was biased to the bull side. So I just looking for a range break. Chop, 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 right? 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, 4 candles, 5, 6. So this is where I bought it when it finally got over that line. And it immediately starts going against me, but I'm not going to get stopped out because, come on, we're buying a $53 stock here at $53.38, right? I got to give myself at least 25 cents, right? So I'm looking at the bottom of those 2 candles as my out. That's the first place I'm looking. And then I'm looking at the bottom of the day. If it breaks the low of the day, obviously I have to admit that I'm wrong, and this thing might roll over and die. But in this case, and this was where I made a mistake because I sold out a little bit too early. So here at 53.38, once it got to the VWAP, I'm like, we won. Let's sell 80%. I should have just sold the 20% like I usually do. So I sold 80% of my position right there. And then when it got back to 54, I sold the rest, which was a decent sell, the 54 sell. Okay, but what I did here, I bought the $53 call for $1.20. And then when the stock started rocking, I sold a $54.50 call spread. Now I'm going to tell you the perils of call spreads. Once I sold the $54.50, now I'm locked in. Now I can't sell the 53 because I don't want to be naked the $54.50 going out overnight. So call spreads can backfire on you because once you sell that call against your call, you don't want to sell the underlying call or the under call because then you're going to be naked the call. You're not going to stay naked Oracle option overnight. I mean, a million bad things could happen. Why would you do that? So you're kind of locking yourself in, even though you're kind of hedging yourself. So I paid $1 and $1. What I paid $1, $1.20, whatever it was, and I wound up selling the option for 25 or 30, right? Yeah, it hedged myself, but then now I can't sell it. So on the way back down, I'm thinking, all right, shit, maybe I would have just sold the 53 on the way back down and been done with the trade. But now I'm holding it overnight because I sold the 54.50. So that's what I'm in right now. I got the 53, 54.50 call spread. But fast forward to tomorrow, we're not looking for call spreads tomorrow. We're looking for Oracle to gap down a little bit. Let's check the futures. Futures are up as always. We're hoping for Oracle to gap down a little bit and give us a running start. All right. Now this is why I'm a trader, right? 2 of my trades today were the complete opposite of what I thought I was going to be doing today. ZS, I came in thinking we were going to get a gap down and maybe a follow through to the upside. It turned out to be a short. And what was the one I was looking for as a short? And I wound up buying it. Not MIK. Oh, actually, MIK became a buy eventually, but I forgot which one it was. But and this is another one, bottom range break to the VWAP trade. I love these trades right here. I forget. But anyway, let's go back to the Oracle because I like this trade tomorrow. Now, with options, I'm done with strategies and strangles and straddles and collars. I know all about that. I was an option principal. I went to school to teach options, basically. I know everything there is. You want to talk about iron condors and 3-winged butterflies? I love a collar. I could talk collars all day. I think it's the greatest trade in the world because you're completely hedged and nothing bad could happen to you. You have limited risk for medium reward. It's a fantastic trade. Most people who want to be involved in the stock market should set up a collar. It's an amazing, amazing trade. you're buying the stock, you're selling an out of money call, and you're buying a slightly out of the money put, which is paid by the call that you sold. So it's just a great trade. It's a way to hedge yourself for a very limited amount of money. And if the trade, you can have the stock go to zero and you're completely protected. And obviously you're limiting your upside, but that's part of it. You're hedging yourself, and that's, you know, a big part of hedging. You're limiting your downside, but you're also limiting your upside. But tomorrow, we don't care about any of that shit, you know? Tomorrow, we're looking for this thing to gap down. So what you're looking at right now is, let me get the better chart for you. What you're looking at right now is a 1 minute, 1 day. So this was grabbing the Oracle data from, you know, I'm not going to get into the whole, you know, the coding and all that, but this is my multi-day VWAP. The stock came back to the 1 minute, held it at the close, reversion to the VWAP. So tomorrow, we're hoping for a gap down, because tomorrow's multi-day VWAP will be a combination of these two prices, and I believe all the algorithms just follow these prices. So if we get it below 53.50, we're looking at the 53.50 calls, and that's why I trade weekly options. I like to trade weekly options on stocks that have these 50 cent increments. So you have to do, you don't have to stock, you don't need the stock to go up dramatically. If you can just get through the whole number or through the half number, now if it's late in the day especially, you know, again, if we get a late, let's assume here, this Oracle trade, right? Let's assume this happens, this bottoming formation happens at 3 o'clock, right? And you're breaking 53.38 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The 53.50s are going to be dirt cheap because you only got an hour left. Chances are they're going to expire worthless. But that's what's great about my trades. If you get one of these VWAP retraces and a breakout through the VWAP late in the day, generally you get follow through about 80% of the time. So that is the moment I'm looking for. So I'm looking for this trade, this exact same trade, right? Because if we get this tomorrow, we're talking about 53.50s. They're going to cost us what? Maybe 10 cents? So then if we can get just a move up to 54, that 10-cent option is going to be worth 50 cents, 5 times your money, in just a little 50-cent move. If you time it right and you get your option at the right time, again, you want to go the shortest time duration, which is obviously the day. You know, you're only buying the options that expire that afternoon. And then you're buying the closest to the money. You're not going, again, a lot of people want to know, why don't you buy the 54s if you think it's going to 54? What if it just gets to 54? Wouldn't you rather be in the 53.50 so you're at least guaranteed to make something on the trade? Because if you buy the 54, let's say it just meanders its way up to 54, and then suddenly it's 3.50 in the afternoon, your 54s are still going to be at zero because you got 10 minutes. But your 53.50 that you bought for 10 cents will be sitting there at 30 or 40. That's why I'd rather go right at the money or whatever's nearest to the money as possible. Hey, what's up, Heath? Bro, can you get me some guns and just ship them to me? That Kel-Tec, that massive one that they have now, you know what I'm talking about? They have that 24-round shotgun. It's gorgeous. And I like it better than the DP-12. My man, I want to do a show about just alcohol, drugs, and drinking. I should just make a new channel. Just talk about alcohol, drugs, and guns. I love the guy that I gotta find. I mean, I love reading some of the emails I used to get. Like, what does a Jew know about guns? I thought you were a Democrat, anti-Trump. What do you know about guns, you faggot? What I know about guns? Jeez. I love the fact that people think that because I'm Jewish, I wouldn't be into guns and weapons. I'm like, do you know about Israel? It's like, as soon as your kid's born, you hand him a gun. It's crazy. My God. I mean, it's like it's almost like I live in a bad neighborhood. I have guns. I don't want to get crazy. My wife hates me when I talk about this. I have them strategically planted in my house. Like there's going to be a war. Like if we get infiltrated in my house, I have them strategically planned. I have bullets in certain I have bullets in certain drawers, and I'm ready. I'm ready for battle. I don't know why, but I don't know. And that's why I make fun of Greg Manarino, for being a doomsday prepper. I'm ready. I'm ready for this shithouse to go up in flames. I mean, no joke. I can't wait to get some more, That's my boy. He lives in Florida. He lives by the Keltec. If you know Keltec, they're down in Florida. They make a bullpup shotgun called the KSG, which is my initials. That's why I like it. You could flip a switch. You could put 2 different rounds of shotguns in there. I am a prepper. I do. Down in the basement, I've got, gotta say, 100 gallons of water. I got freeze-dried food. I have plenty of canned goods and a can opener. Lots of knives. A couple of, shotguns. A couple of Glocks down there, and I'm ready to rock. I got plenty of fishing rods and reels. Lots of fishing equipment. I mean, I just love fishing. We're playing. Yeah, I'm on YouTube also. But I'll show you the Oracle trade that we're looking at. Well, you could just suffice it to say, you just follow along. Mick, you'll be here tomorrow. So I'm just going over some of these ideas for tomorrow. I love this Oracle. I'm telling you. Either way, That's why I got the G43. The Glick 43 is my lucky number, and the Glock's got a G43. It's the size of my hand. It's great. I mean, if you want a little, one that you want to put on your ankle, the G43. I mean, there's a Cougar also. The Cougar's a nice gun, but I shot the G43. It's pretty good. But I tell you, the gun that I shot the best was the one that nobody wants to sell me. It's that pseudo Uzi. If anybody could find me that gun, you want to buy me a Hanukkah present. It's check this bad boy out. The Steyr, S-T-Y. They don't exist anymore, but S-T-Y-E-R? Steyr got bought out by HK. Steyr, the SPP. I'm on the hunt. Oh, there she is. So beautiful. I freaking love guns. I really do. I mean, I just can't get enough. I could sit here and watch gun shows. Just, you talk about guns, I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, this is so cool. My wife doesn't understand. I watch that show where they make swords. They make blades and stuff. She's like, what the hell are you watching? I'm like, these are men. These are real men. I'm like a pussy compared to these guys. Look at them. They're making their own steel. Look at these guys. I love that show. What's it, Forged in Fire? I've seen every episode. I can't get enough of that stuff. But here, just check this out. This is a Steyr. I'll give you the video here. Just phenomenal. I shot this thing. I never hit targets like I hit with this gun, ever. The thing weighs nothing. Just weighs nothing. It almost felt. No, I'm gonna try that Chris Vector soon. That thing is just ridiculous. But yeah, baby Glock. The G43, yeah, I'm not going to start busting them out, but one of my favorite guns is just, I love revolvers too, because you're never going to have a problem. I got the 6 shooter. Sorry, wait a minute. It's a 7 shooter. Wait, it's the Smith & Wesson 680. Wait, let me see. Just a beast. Just a beast. I want to get a Colt too. Eventually, but I'll get around to it. Because I got to file new paperwork every time. Every freaking time. That's the one thing this country needs to figure out. All right, so Mick, what are we going to do? We got Oracle tomorrow, right? Now, here's what I want to show you. We got a couple of companies that reported earnings tonight, so. By the way, Heath, where you been? Gator on. Come down to Florida, we'll do some fishing and blow up some stuff, right? Let's see. Who reported earnings? There was one I wanted to show you. AVGO. I think that's probably the one that we're probably going to go with. But, yeah, that's probably going to be the most active one. That's the only legit company that I see on the list today. So, AVGO. Do you not see my screen? You not see my screen? Oh, I can't type. Do, Mrs. Robinson. You know, I was in Hawaii, and right outside my hotel, there's this one guy just handing out the flyers where you could just shoot any gun you wanted. I just, my kid didn't want to go. I wasn't gonna go by myself. I mean, I should have went by myself, but it was a great place. They charge per the bullet. Where they charge me here is, what do they charge? They charge you for the booth per hour, and they charge you per gun, and then you got to buy the bullets, obviously. These other places in Pennsylvania, there's no booth fee and there's no gun fee. You just buy the bullets, which comes out cheaper, which is crazy. I love that idea. You could choose any gun you want because, again, let's say you want to shoot. You want to shoot at the place that I go to. Let's say I want to take out, Smith & Wesson, and I want to shoot the Colt, and then I want to try the G43, and then I want to go to try the PD-15. They're banging me out $25 each. The other place, there's just a wall of guns, and you take them off the wall, and you just pay by the bullet. It comes out cheaper, and that's why I'm moving to Pennsylvania. As soon as my kid graduates high school, I'm out of here. I'm just 30 minutes over the border, and I'd be elevated, zombie apocalypse free. The floods won't get me, and I could buy any gun that I want. I mean, 30 minutes down the road, I'm in the mountains, near a lake, and I could buy any gun that I want. Fuck New Jersey. Seriously. And fuck New York, too. Or I just go down with Heath and we just, fish and shoot stuff and blow stuff and hunt for gators. All right, so let's take a look at AVGO for a second. Let me see. So, again, because I'm ultimately just have to admit defeat on this market, we could be at all-time highs tomorrow. Absolutely just looking like we're just going to hit all-time highs tomorrow. And again, as much as I'm bearish in the market because of society and I'm just sick of it, we're never going down. And it's because of it's guys like me that are shorting the market that is the reason that we can't go down. But thank God I've learned my lesson the hard way. I'm not short anything. So as much as I'm bearish, I ain't betting against nothing, So there's a couple of trades I like for tomorrow. We definitely have to watch this MIK. You guys watch this one. This was just unbelievable. This stock, $5 to $10 in a couple of days. Finally starting to retrace this move. If we get it to break 875 tomorrow, there's no doubt this thing's going down. So how do we profit from this, as much as possible? Does this thing have options? Let's take a look. Trade. Let's see if MIK's got options. Market was tested at all-time highs today at SPY. Did it get to all-time highs already? Yeah, man, I wasn't watching the SPYs. All right, so MIK. So again, this one only has monthlies, but if it starts to roll over, I'm already in some 750s at a nickel because I think this thing's going to give it back. But take a look at this chart. So you got your blow off top yesterday, right? And today was your follow through move to the downside. So if this is going to follow through, you want this thing. You beg for this thing. You want this thing. Open up somewhere in the 920 area. Test the highs from where it was this afternoon. And then if it rolls over, we're going to just short the shit out of this thing. Now, if it had options for weeklies, there would be, you know, 9s, maybe 7s, but they only have monthly, so we have only one choice. Either you're buying the 10s or the 750s. So we only have a week left. We had no choice, right? But at a nickel, you know, you buy 10 contracts, you're out $50 if it doesn't work, right? But if this thing gaps up tomorrow and starts to roll over, buy them at a nickel. Because if it starts to plummet, even back to 875, and maybe if we can break 875 tomorrow, you got nothing. You got nothing here. The bigger the candle up, you want to write some shit down? Here you go. Here's another one, Mickey. The bigger the candle up, the easier it is to go right through that candle. Support and resistance begins with consolidation. What was the one that we were looking at that had this massive consolidation? Oh, AAOI, right? Look at this mess, right? Wait, let me get it on the chart over here. So AAOI, let's look at it on a yearly chart, right? Here's the yearly chart. Look at this mess of trades right here. From 322, for 2 months, this thing stayed in a range. That is going to be resistance, right? But when you see a chart, when you see a chart like this, MIK, when there's boof, boof, boof. 3 candles took this up from 7 to 10. As easy it went up, the easier it went up is the easiest way down. Because the bigger the candle, there's no real support in there. It's one candle. So if this thing breaks 875 tomorrow, oh baby, we can see it at 770. We see this thing at 780. That's what I'm saying. And this is where option players get it wrong too. Hang on, let me refresh my cup. We don't need this thing to go to 750. Right? If you're in the 750 put for next week and this thing plummets 80 cents to tomorrow, these 750s are going to be worth 30 cents. 6 times your money. And you're going to sell 70% of them. And then you want to hold it to next week and maybe it tanks and gives it all back. If we get a move tomorrow and we're in the 750s for a nickel and they go to 25 cents, I'm selling. So I think this thing's going to be looking at, it's going to go right back. I think we're going right back here. So here's your, let's go on a smaller scale. So now we start looking at these 5-day VWAPs, right? Your 5-day VWAP is right there at 884. That was where we kind of bounced off. So if we get through 884 tomorrow, then we start looking at the 1 month. Where's my 1 month VWAP? Give me my 1 month. Oh, I got to look at it. I have different settings on both my charts. It's so weird. Here's your 1 month VWAP. Are you kidding me? Take a look. Let me just get it for you. You're going to find this to be absolute. I mean, I'm a stock nerd, so this stuff to me is just fascinating. That's why I always can talk about it. So here's your 1 month, right? Look at my red line. Are you freaking kidding me? This is why I only use VWAP now. Because here, you see where the top of this candle and the top of that candle and the bottom of this candle meet? That's my next area of support. And look where the 1 month VWAP is. So if I drew a line, I would have said 718. The 1 month VWAP is 719. I'm going to let the multi-day VWAP do the talking for me. So if this thing breaks, if it breaks 875, we're going back to 719. And if you're in a 750 put with a week left and a nickel, this thing rolls over tomorrow. Are you kidding me? We're making 5-10 times our money on this thing. Let me get some more ice. What's up, bro, Cephas? So yeah, I love this trade. I mean, this could be a turnaround story of a century, but when I see stocks that go from 4 to 10, and I can get a 750 put at a nickel, I'm in. Especially because it's given us a reason to be in. I've already paid for the option. I mean, I traded it short and made some money. Well, first I got crushed on the short the other day. You know, I had, whatever I had, like 4,000 or 5,000 shares, and it went against me, and I covered half, and then I covered the other half, and it wasn't a good one. But then it rolled over, and I made that money back, and then some. Today, it gapped down, which took me out of the trade. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Again, sometimes if the gap happens on a stock that I was looking to go that way, then I got to switch gears. Because this thing opened up down today, 40 or 50 cents, kind of took me out of the trade. So I actually started looking for a long trade. And look how nice that long trade was. 875. How many times did it hit 875 and didn't break? About 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, seriously, about 17 or 18 times. So there was your moment right there where it tried to rally for a nickel. So at 880, I'm thinking, buy it at 880. You guys see the chart, right? You're buying it here at 880, and your VWAP is up there at 905. So I'm thinking, all right, if I'm buying it here at 880, my risk is a nickel. If it rolls over, I sell at 875. Obviously, if it breaks 875 after not breaking it for 10, 12, 15 different times, I gotta sell it. But 880. Next thing you know, you're at 886. Next thing you know, you're 892. Now again, because this spot was resistance last time, I started selling some there. This time I wound up getting stopped out of the rest at 885 because that broke back below the range where it just came out of. So it wasn't until, again, I got kind of pissed off because it moved up without me, but then it rolled back over. And here it is at the same exact price that I bought it before. So now I'm thinking, hey, I'll give it another shot. I'll buy it back at 885. Fine. I'll use 880 as a stop, and I'm sticking with the 875. 7 cents more risk? Sure, I'll take it. Whatever. 882. Oh, no, sorry, 885, I'm buying it again. This time I got to the VWAP. Again, these are not monster trades, but if you're trading 2,000 shares and you're making 20 cents, it's a $400 trade. What's up? This is all we do. Trade around the VWAP and trade around the ranges. You got a $9 stock. What are you trading, 100 shares? Trading 2,000 shares of this thing. You're selling into the move. And again, I'm not selling it all. As soon as this thing, if I'm in 2,000 shares from 885, you know I'm selling 400 right here. I'm selling 200 more right there. I'm selling 300 more right there. And then I'm selling 500 more there. And maybe I got 500 shares left by the time it gets to the VWAP. And then I got stopped out of the other 500 on the way back down. But tomorrow is what we're looking at. Because if tomorrow this thing gaps up and starts to roll over again, those 750s for next week at a nickel are going to be pretty juicy. So not only am I going to be looking for this thing as a short again, I'm going to load up. I only bought 20 so far. And if this thing starts to roll over tomorrow, and if we break 875 and those 750s are still sitting there at a nickel, I'm buying 80 more, get myself 100 of them. What am I going to lose? If the trade goes wrong, I'm out $500. Who cares? By the way, who cares? Let's see what Carolina's doing. Come on, son. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I haven't even told you the Panthers story. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I lost. Ryan, your reign of terror is over. Six points. You knew the kid wasn't going to keep it up. That's not over. We lost the first half bet. Right, it's over right now. 2 seconds left. Unless they're on the goal line or something. And there's $100 poof out the window. All right, we gotta see. This is where I would kind of want to think maybe I would hedge myself, but there's nothing to do. You stink. I'm glad it wasn't a 5-star play. 5-star. Oh, and they scored again. All right, at least they scored. All right, I lost the first half bet, but he's not a. That was my bet. He said lay the 6.5 on the Panthers, and he really said there's no way they're gonna lose. So he was a money line, but I don't want to lay 235 to win 100. So I laid the 6.5. Well, there goes $100 out the window for the first half. Again, that was not my boy's pick. He likes. So if they wound up winning by 6.5, he's still on fire. He loves Panthers minus 6.5 and Panthers to win. But we'll see what happens. Still, we'll see what happens with that Pittsburgh game. It's a clean shave. I just got out of the shower. I'm all lubed up. Gator, man, you don't have the new password? Just email me, man. You're like my hick older brother. All right, so we got MIK, we got Avago. We'll be looking at Oracle. I'm loving. What else you got? You guys want me to look at anything? Yeah, fucking Panthers, man. So now even if they win, I mean, I got 250 on the main game. I got 250 on the 6 minus 650. So I'm already out 100. This could be a $350 loss day, but what am I gonna, whatever my kid tells me to do at this point. I swear to God, I never seen anything like it last week. I mean, it could have been a freak of nature. It could have been a one and done kind of thing. 10 for 10 against the spread. Again, I've been gambling my whole life. You don't see 10 for 10 against the spread ever. Maybe once in my lifetime in some sort of pool, I might have gone, 10 for 12. I've never gone perfect. Guy picked 10 games, 10 for 10. It's crazy. But again, it was that New England game. He's like, New England, it's not even going to be a game. They're going to win by 3 touchdowns. Put all your money that you ever made gambling ever on this game. All right, so what else we got? You guys got some ideas for me? If you guys got something that you want to look at, because I'm just hanging out. I'll hang out because I just like talking about stocks. I have an addiction. That's my addiction. Speaking of addictions, I think I'm addicted. I was thinking of actually going to talk to somebody for a second, but this is... Still gotta worry. Who's there? Ryan. Your streak is over. I know it's my fault, but I took Carolina in the first half minus 2.5. I said I took Carolina in the first half minus 2.5. I lost. Your streak is over. My streak? Yeah. Well, you told me Carolina was going to crush Tampa Bay. I never said that. Yes, you did. What are you talking about? I wouldn't be in this game without you. Oh my God! He's like a degenerate trader. He's like, I never said Carolina. I'm like, are you crazy? He just said that. It's like, you think I'd have money on this game if it wasn't for you? Thursday. If you're betting on Thursday night and on Thursday nights, you're the lowest of the lows. Monday night, I understand because you're trying to make something back that you lost on Sunday, which is degenerate also. But the Thursday night game, it's just awful. Orgo, man, I remember that stock. Why do I know that one? Oh, by the way, stop the presses right now. Do you know that the penny stock that we bought went up 100%? I mean, come on. Nah, we're just shooting this shit. You know, we're just hanging out. What is this crap? Dude, wow. What is this? Why do I know this symbol? Organogenics. What the fuck? Wow. Wow. Ass crack break. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, look at that chart. Was this a reverse split? Had to be. Oh my god, what is this junk? Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you kidding me, dude? What? This is like beyond penny stocks. But you know what? When they had to be reverse split in here. Where is it? Ah, the worst. What is this crap? No, not INSG. IG. NG. We bought it at 12 and 13 and 14. It went to 29. It went to 29 yesterday. I sold some of it. I held the rest of it. Supposedly it's going to $1. I'm going to be rich. If you could... Oh, by the way. Oh, no, you're in Chicago. We had this conversation. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't call you back. If you guys are in San Diego, Friday night... What's up? Oh, by the way, Mickey, you owe me $500 for buying calls in UVXY. There's never a good time to buy calls in UVXY. I'm telling you. There's never a good time to buy calls in UVXY, ever. No, I'm seriously. I mean, for 20 years, you can't understand how much money I lost in that stock to finally learn it the hard way. You can't buy that stock ever, right? So why would you buy calls where you're paying up to own UVXY? Think about it. It's all right. It's a life lesson. You know never to do it again, except when there's a Friday, bro. There's gonna be a Friday, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, there's gonna be a Friday where something's breaking loose, and it's gonna be like that Hershey Park Friday where UVXY goes from $27 to $83 in one afternoon. And you'll be there, sitting there with the $30 calls for 25 cents, selling them at like $30. I'm telling you, that's why everybody's addicted to UVXY, because we've all seen those moves, and we're waiting for that move to happen again, and it never comes. But it will. I'm telling you, there's going to be a UVXY explosion within the next 6 months. It's going to be ridiculous. Once it gets down, if they don't reverse split it before it gets to like that 17, 18 area, this market's it's all smoke and mirrors, bro. But you can't bet against it right now. And betting against the market is buying UVXY. But here, so what is this? What is this shit? This Orgo, what is this crap? This is like Doral Bank. I mean, are you kidding me? Let's look at it on a closer scale, 10 days. What, are you crazy? Look at a 10-day chart. Wait a second. Give me 180 days on this thing. Oh, you can't even, 180 days you can't. Are you? Come on, buddy. Where's the reverse split? I don't get it. Nothing could go down from 310 to 3 in reality. There's got to be a reverse split here somewhere. Come on. You're killing me. What is this thing? How about 20 days? Wow, 20 days. Even broke out of the 20-day. You own this thing? You own this stock, you psychopathic lunatic? Who showed me Orgo? I remember that. I know this name. It's still the dog. He said, oh, what about, give me like a 3-month chart then. Give me 90 days. Are you kidding me? Give me a daily, you stinking mother. Give me 3 months. Give me 3 months. Bang. All right. Look at me. Almost. There's an ass crack right there. So I would be still long this stock because you can get up to easily, you break 692, then you're in this mess right there. But holy shit. But if you look at it long term, what is this? I don't understand. It's not a real stock. This is like the dry ships of biotech. What is this? What is this crap? That's why I think I know this stock, because I mean, what's the 20-year chart look on it, right? Okay. My charts are all on the other computer. How about a 20-year monthly chart? That should be fun. Oh, it's just brand spanking new. What is this bullshit? Really? Ugh. You know what? I don't hate it on the long side. Are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Because this thing could rip to fucking $50 before anybody knows what's going on. Oh my God, what's happening? Holy shit balls. What the I thought this was something. Wait a minute, man. Come on. What the fuck is this all about? Are you crazy? Dude, what is this? It couldn't have gone from 13 to 310 in one day, could it? Look at that chart. Dude, I'm pretty sick, but look at that candle. Are you crazy? What the hell are we looking at here, bro? But I love it. Mickey, man, don't you worry about a thing. Do you realize, as everybody realizes that there's a few things that work all the time, and if we just would do only those trades, we would never lose money. And I'm trying to do it, right? I still do 2 or 3 things wrong every day, but if you take only the 1-minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversals, they don't ever not work. See what I did there? They work every time. Mickey, it's almost 2 years since I've been tracking the specific trade. If it's on an earnings report and it breaks the 1 minute and the multi-day and then it's going red, or red to green, or green to red, it follows through 100% of the time. 100% of the time. You're just waiting for the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, baby. You stick with me in the next 2.5 years before I sail away into the sunset. Oh wait, actually, I don't even know when I'm going to quit this. I am addicted, Mickey. You have to listen to my voice for the rest of your life. Are you coming to San Diego? Are we going to hang out? Come meet my wife, my model wife. Nobody gets to meet my wife. You'd be in a very rare group of people. Yeah, definitely. But my wife's going to be there, so usually these conferences, I don't even remember where I was when I get back home. Usually I'm the guy that starts singing. There's karaoke involved, and no, my wife goes back to the room. And then she's like, are you really going to go out? Are you really going to go out? Are you gonna go out? Are you really gonna go? Are you really? Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna drink, and I'm gonna smoke all those things and eat whatever anybody gives me, honey. Oh, is that right? I'm like, yeah, because what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit here in the room, watch you sleep. Because that's a load of fun. I'm sitting there watching like reruns of MacGyver. I want to just like whack off on my wife's head. Like, oh yeah, all right, great, this is fun times. Great. And the thing is, my wife is such a heavy sleeper, I could probably get away with it. She'd wake up like, what? What happened? You have to like hit my wife to get her up. But yeah, so tomorrow for me, I'm gonna watch Oracle and the market, and we should hit Oracle big. Even if I'm wrong on the direction, I think if it rolls over, it's gonna go test those low. First of all, whatever Orgo is, it's my new favorite thing because I need to see what this does tomorrow. Holy shit! I still don't get it. So Heath, I don't know if you know this or not, but they're letting me do stand up at the Stocktoberfest. So I don't know which direction I could take it. I could just rip into my wife for a good 20 or 30 minutes. I could talk about road rage. I have this whole road rage bit because I really think road rage is a sick thing because I became a different person the other night and I was ready to sacrifice my wife and kids and I was going to kill this person. And it was just it was on. And I left my whole I was like, what am I doing here? I'm chasing this guy. We're doing 80 and then slamming on the brakes on the highway. On the highway, we're playing like chase video games. And I'm like, we're cursing. I mean, and the story only starts, I mean, it's unbelievable. You caught the 20. I don't watch the debate. I don't care if anybody thinks Trump's not going to be president again. You guys are nuts. Because the Democrats, they all suck. Trump's the worst human being ever, but nobody could ever beat him because everybody sucks, but he's so sucky in himself. That's why if you guys can fund me, I would run for president. I'm right smack dab in the middle. I love guns and violence and closing the borders and anti basically everybody. But I want to help who's here in America as long as you don't exploit what I'm trying to do. You guys with me? You guys want to start this right now, all 17 of you? You tell 10 friends. I'm running for president. Don't be a dick, vote for Glick. I have solutions for everything. I have solutions. If you don't believe in global warming, all right, don't believe it. But when it starts to affect you in your neighborhood, that's when you'll realize. But who cares, right? Nobody cares about global warming. Let's clean up the homeless people in this country. If there's one homeless person in this country, we shouldn't be letting any more people in. Is my stance. And people think I'm a snowflake. I don't want anybody coming into this country anymore. We've got enough people. But I need 60 million to just get started. I love guns. I think I would be a great candidate. Some people would differ with me with my religious beliefs. I believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in religion. So it cuts through all of this nonsense. And I believe that we could form one type of humanity. But there's evil and there's people that are out to do others no good. And we need to address that with fury and vengeance. See, that's where I thought Trump would be even more aggressive towards certain people. That's why, I hate him, but I voted. If I had a vote, I think I was going to vote for him because it was hilarious at the time. But he's just awful. But I think I should be president now. But I don't have any money. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. You need to know everything about me. All my hard drives are going to be exposed. Everything I've done. I don't need that shit. But I could probably raise 20 million. And I was talking to somebody who knows about politics. He said, you need 60 million to 100 million to really even consider doing anything. And I was like, really? Because I could probably raise $20 million and it'd probably be just a waste of 20 million. Think about that, right? If I really went out there and tried to raise some money, I know some people. If I could convince them to back me, which I think I can, because I have something for everybody, So what do you guys think? Let's talk about this for real. Let's talk fuck stocks and all that stuff, because it's trade more, right? I'm either becoming a stand-up comic or I'm gonna get into politics next, right? Because it's the same shit. But I'd rather go stand-up comedy because then I don't have to care about all this craziness, right? President, I got so much stuff to deal with. It's too much stuff. But I think I would be a good president because I would run it. It would be a social communarchyism. It'd be socialism, communism, capitalism, monarchy, social communarchyism. All the ideologies blended together under my rule. But my rule would be just and fair. So if I'm the emperor, right, and I'm running shit just and fair for the majority, then I'm doing a good job. Even though I'm running it, it's my way or you're gone. So for me, if you guys want to hear more about this, I have a whole manifesto. There needs to be no more white-collar crime in this country. That's where all the real crime is going on. This guy's in jail for selling me weed. Weed's legal in 10 states, and this kid's in jail for dealing some weed. Are you kidding me? They should all be out. That's why you can be funny all the time. But I'm pro guns, I'm pro drugs. I'm pro drugs to the point where we should go find out. We should find the people that have real problems, right? Fix them. That's why, again, with Trump, he's right. No more people. We need to fix ourselves. I don't know, man. Mick. Because these people are lazy. No, what I still need to know is where are the 837 people talking about stocks with a guy that's not talking about stocks? What am I missing out? 837 people. He had 1,200 the other day. And talking about nothing. Nothing. I mean, now we're talking about nothing. That's right, Oscar. That's why. We had just a commune where everybody does what they need to do and we all live happily ever after. That's why if they shut the electricity off after we most of us, everybody loses their minds, then it would be all right. If they shut the electricity off, man, this place. Yeah, man, I love drugs and guns, you know? And these guys who rally about the anti-guns, come on. Rally about the cost of college that you're cutting out of to be in this fucking rally right here. If I want to arm myself and form a militia, that's my right. You know, maybe they should look into me once in a while. And you know what? They did. What was I saying? So what are we talking about? Oracle options? So if I should run for president, right? So hear more about this, right? So again, people think that I'm a snowflake, right? People think that I'm a snowflake. Snowflake? I love to help people. I come with love and understanding and open arms and grace. But if you try to exploit my love and understanding, I come back at you with fury and vengeance. Vengeance will be mine. So don't fuck around with the warlock. I will treat you well. Just don't disobey. If you have 2 children and you're on welfare, all we would request is that you don't have any more children. Is that all right? If you have 2 children and you're on welfare and we're paying for all of your shit, is it all right for us to ask you not to have that 3rd child, no matter what? I don't want to hear you anti-abortion fuckers. No. No more children for the welfare woman, whatever the cost may be. I don't give a shit what you think. No. But if you have that 3rd child, you're getting cut off. Man, I would be the greatest president ever. But I don't have the time. I don't have the tolerance for the people that hate me so much. Why? Why do they hate the Jews, Mark? Why? What did I do? All I've been doing is getting beat up from the moment I was born for shit that I don't really believe in. I killed Jesus, right? I killed him. That's what they would yell at me when they were chasing me through the backyards. Make Christ! I didn't even know what was happening. I'm being chased for something that somebody did in an imaginary story. I used to have to hear that shit, man. I'm gonna have one more drink. If you guys got some questions, because I'm gonna be loading up on Orgo tomorrow with like 20,000 shares. Oh man. Oh, don't get me started. If you want to fight over religion, which is now the basis of the whole world we live in, come on, this is not where I want to be. Religion is the root of all evil. They think that it's money, but it's religion. That's why I choose Rasta. Yes, serious question. Step up before I go. Because I'm going to go, what do I have to watch? I want to watch Snowfall. Yeah, the worst. Always, no, you never want to own that crap. Ever. Yes, never in a million years. Even the one time where it works out. What, that I used to get beat up? Yeah. They stole my bike and they broke it into parts. And George, the Greek, he's like, you recognize that back tire? I'm like, oh shit, you fucking cocksuckers, I knew it was you. But I got revenge in the end. I made friends with the Pakistani kid and the Russian kid, and these 2 fucking kids didn't take shit. They smacked the fucking shit out of these other kids. I formed my own NATO alliance back in the day. The Pakistanis and the Russians. Yes. And my friend, the Pakistani kid, went on. He's worth $100 million. He's in the record industry. I just saw him the other day in a magazine. Unbelievable. I wanted to show you my new thing. Check it out. But let me see if I can turn this around. Oh my God. Yes. Does it work? I live in a dorm room, basically. I have if you can't see it over there, I still have a lava lamp in my room. I got these new shelves. I don't know if you can see this shit. Funkos. Japanese slammed 2 torpedoes into our side chief. Is coming back from the island of Tillian Delay. It just delivered the bomb. Hiroshima bomb. They didn't lift us after due for 3 days. We didn't know. First day, sharks come a cruising. Yes. Hiroshima bomb. They didn't lift us after due for 3 days. Oh shit. Oh my God, I'm having too much fun now. Wait. All right, so listen, yeah. So yeah, talk to me. Yeah, you never want to be in it at all. UVXYs and TVIXs, yeah. Ever. Really, seriously, no. Terrible idea. No matter what. Even when it works, it's terrible. But you guys know what we're doing tomorrow, right? I'm gonna go watch some TV. Looking at Oracle, looking at MIK. I'm gonna get I get a chubby when I think of MIK crashing back to $5. You know what I'm saying? We got some 750s at a nickel, and this thing's crashing back to 5. That kind of gives me I don't want to get really graphic with you, but I'm kind of touching myself thinking about it right now. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Even if it goes down $1, and we're in those bastards at a nickel right now, we're gonna get a chance to sell. I'm telling you, there's gonna be a chance. We're gonna have a chance to sell them at 50 cents, and hopefully we don't regret selling 50 cents. Before you go, look at it, Bank of America. I don't know. Bank of America is always the same price. You know? Bank of America has been the same price, it seems like, for the last 6 months. You in it right now, Bank of America? Sell it if it breaks 28.60. That's a big spot right there. It just finally got out of that little tiny range here at 28.60. You want to, yeah, if you want to see this thing breaking, you get over 29.80 tomorrow. That's nice. I hate Bank of America. No offense. Worst. But it's all about ranges tomorrow, baby. I'm telling you, Oracle. Oh, we're gonna get some. I want to see Oracle. I think Oracle's options trade in pennies near the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken. I'd love to get like a 54.50 for a penny and have this thing a little spurt, little short squeezy action there from a penny, you know? Yeah, but no, you never want to own these VIX products ever. They're terrible. Trust me. Never made money once. Even when I made it, it crashed so hard afterwards that this is, you don't want to be involved in that shit. I'm telling you. I will save you. That's what I do, man. I've made it this far. I've made every mistake. You just trade these VWAP reversals. I'm telling you, brother. All right, people. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go chill. But yeah, so be here tomorrow. And whatever Orgo is, that's my. I gotta go. I gotta check that thing out tomorrow. That is some weird. I mean, there's really no explanation for this. Before we go, look. If this thing breaks tomorrow, 750, it's going right to 850, right? And there's nothing there. I mean, holy shit, this thing could be in. You're just talking. Look at the first. You have one. Oh my God, you're right there. If this thing breaks 1050, you're gonna fucking take off. I mean, no, I'm serious. Actually, here, look at this thing. Oh my lord, what the fuck is this thing? Oh my God, you see how I drew that line and it lines up with the 9-month VWAP? That's why I only use multi-day VWAP. Oh my God, I did it again. It's still, see, you guys don't even understand. When this was brought to me 6 years ago, I was like, why would this ever line up? And it's lining up with my own charts that I draw myself for 20 years. It did it again. Look, right there. Holy shit. I'm such a chart nerd. Look at that. That's insanity. So my price was what? Let me see how far I was off for real. When you zoom in, I was kind of off a little bit more than I thought, but no, not really. $0.14 off. Mickey, I should smack you in the back of the head. Of course I notice how the stock will bounce around the previous day's VWAP, because it's all an algorithm that runs around the VWAP prices. That's why it's magic. Mickey, come on. Within 3 months, you should figure it out. It just, they travel between the 1 minute and the 1 day. It works every day, brother. All right. Before I start saying some shit about my wife. My wife. I love you guys. See ya. Have a good night. How do I shut it off now?